What's up, guys? Rob D at Boiling Point LLC on Twitter and Swinging Crypto Discord, which you will find here. I will leave a link in the description below. Let's go over some crypto. The markets have been pretty good the past few days. Today, Bitcoin 2.5%, Ethereum 6.5%, XRP and Bitcoin Cash 1.5%, 1 and 1.5% respectively. BSV down nearly 2%, which is very nice to see, and Litecoin up about 1.3% to close out the top six. I want to show you guys Litecoin because to me, it's going to be do or die situation for Litecoin very, very soon. I believe that obviously one of two ways are going to happen. Either we're going to be full bull mode, or we will go into the past consolidation pattern where Litecoin went sideways after Bitcoin halving. So if you guys can see, 2013 we topped, 2015 April we bottomed. So right at the end of Q1 2015, we had our halving pump, came back down for consolidation, and the Bitcoin halving was right about here. So it was like July 11th of 2016. Litecoin benefited from that. It had that last little pump before dumping back down with Bitcoin. Let's take a look at what the ratio did, because the ratio to me is in a very critical spot right now. If we break this down, let's keep it as the weekly. So right now, we had those two rounded off bottoms. Let's take a look at the RSI. The RSI also had those two rounded bottoms, which is nice to see. The Litecoin ratio is climbing. I'd like to see it get back over this resistance level around 0.0075. If we could do that, I would say we're, back test that as support. I'd say we're gonna, fire up the cycle again, and we're gonna head to like the 0.01, maybe even 0.05. And I don't know if it gets up to 0.02, but it could definitely possibly get there. Let's see if we have a trend line here, something like this. So we can hit maybe 0.01 will end up being the top before coming back down. So that's going to be this area around here as well, right there, where we had those tweezer bottoms. This was actually the Litecoin halving pump right here. We came back, and then that's when Bitcoin went crazy. We tweezer bottom there, came back up a little, almost formed like a potential cup and handle, and then we failed to break out. We got that long lower wick on the top of the weekly, and then from there on, we just kind of dumped back down. We got back down to this kind of scare zone here around 0.06. We broke that, came back down pretty low to this lower wick down here. We retested that. We got some pressure up there, and then we've been up since. So that's definitely a good sign there. We definitely bottomed on the RSI. We went flat for a while, and then we went up from there. So you could kind of say that's like some bullish divergence there. Now, my fear for that will actually be this here. So if we look at this little area here, this was before the last Bitcoin halving, where Litecoin kind of pumped as well. So we have to look at this. We have to make sure that we're not going to start getting rejection up here around 0.075. So we have to look at that. Actually, that's going to be the 0.01 level. So if we wick up to something like that, that could possibly happen where it'll look exactly like this. This will come up here, probably not into May, but say something like March. Come test that, fall back down, accumulate, and then dump like that, like how this past cycle was. So this is a real key area for Litecoin now. We could definitely see something like that play out again. So you have to be very, very careful with how you choose to invest in either Litecoin or Bitcoin, whether you're swapping back and forth or whether you're purchasing Litecoin over Bitcoin or Bitcoin over Litecoin. You have to look at all the details, all the data that's in front of you. This was the only Bitcoin halving cycle that we have back in 2016, where Litecoin was traded against it there, and that's always a possibility. So you have to be on the lookout for that. Other than that, I would say if we do break that 0.01 resistance, which, like I showed you guys here, will probably be a trend line similar to this. That's a little late, so we have to see. Maybe we go up a little bit higher. Yeah, but you guys can see we have like tweezer tops here. We have tweezer tops on these two weekly candles in here. If I zoom in, that came back down before going back up. So that's going to be resistance. That 0.01 is going to be resistance. There was a wick up here, a tweezer top there, several wicks up here, a wick over here. So that's pretty much your oscillation level, 0.01. If you're under that, you're going to be buying Litecoin over Bitcoin, and if you're above that, you're going to be buying Bitcoin over Litecoin. The closer Litecoin gets to that 2% level, the less bang for your buck you're going to get, I guess you could say, because your oscillation point is basically that 1% of a Bitcoin. You could even draw a horizontal line there, somewhere like that, and you can see it spends just the same amount of time above as it does below. So Anytime you're above anytime you're above 1% of Bitcoin, you might want to look to start laddering out. And then anytime you're below 0.1 Bitcoin, you will look to buy Litecoin. So this is definitely going to play out over the next couple weeks. I would say March, early March at the latest. Let's look at the daily. I believe we are setting up for something like this, the pink circles here. If I throw up the EMA ribbon, you'll see why I believe that. Right here, we hit 200 daily EMA. We came back down and tested the ribbon, which is exactly what happened here. We got some support. We broke above it, and now we're going sideways. So we're basically right here. This was resistance, the $64 range. Actually, it was probably more like 62, 63, which is the same resistance we had over here. So once we broke up over that, we kind of take this cycle, this pattern, and shift it upwards a little bit. So now instead of accumulating below 62, 63 before breaking it, we're doing that at 72, 73, 72, 73, 74, somewhere around there. So we're going to accumulate there, I think. We're going to let that EMA ribbon pull up, and then we're going to see if we get that same explosive move like we did over here where we ran from, I think it was about 60, what was it that day? It was, yeah, we had like a $60 open, and then we had a high that day of 80 bucks. So that was a nice move. That was a 28% day. We're going to see if we get something similar to that once we break 75, I would say, is our major resistance right now. So we'll call it like 75, and then if we get that 28% jump, we're looking at very close to $100. So that could happen in 1 or 2 days, and $100 is going to be a key level to look out for. I think if the ratio does break out, we will explode over $100, and if the ratio wants to pull back to like 2017 lows, if we're looking at a similar pattern to this, $100 is going to be our local top, and then we'll probably come back down like in the retest this area like the 60s to 70 range, and then move sideways from there before breaking out of this pattern sometime in Q4 of 2020, maybe even Q1 of 2021. So right now I'm finding a hard time believing that Litecoin will stray from this pattern and break away. This is such a key area. I'm being cautiously optimistic. A lot of people are saying, Litecoin's going to be $200 in March. Litecoin's going to all-time high soon, so you just got to be careful because the evidence is there, the data is there showing that we could possibly hit like a $100 top and then come back down from there. And you also see the 200 weekly moving average is basically right at that 0.01. So that's going to definitely act as resistance. We have resistance there. We're going to have resistance with trend line. We're going to have resistance with all these tweezer tops and wicks. So just be careful. That's going to be like a $10,000 Bitcoin. And if we have a 0.1 ratio, we're looking at a $100 Litecoin. Things are kind of, hinting towards that $100 top point, 0.01%, that 1% of Bitcoin. So we're definitely getting a lot of clues that 100 and 1% could be our top, our local top before coming back down, which is fine. Litecoin can settle down around 70 bucks for, 8 to 12 months or whatever it's going to take, and then explode upwards from there. Last time it did 100x. I don't think it's going to do 100x again. We'd be looking at about, $7,000 Litecoin. I don't see something like that happening. I'm figuring somewhere in the, like $1,500, $1,200 to $1,500 range with a possible overshoot of like $2,800 max. And I go over that a little bit in detail on some of my other videos, so we'll take a look at that later in a different video. I just wanted to go over this very important pattern that's playing out with Litecoin. It's not a guarantee that we see massive upside in Litecoin this year. So just keep that in mind when investing. Of course, none of this is financial advice, so please do your due diligence in researching and don't invest more than you can afford to lose. I just wanted to update you guys strictly on Litecoin right now. Don't forget, check out our Swinging Crypto Discord where we do Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Digibyte, ETC, Link. We have some stuff on hardware wallets there, so check that stuff out, guys. And I'll catch you all on the next one. Hopefully the next one I'll do like Digibyte or something like that. And we'll go from there. So thanks, guys, for stopping by. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.